Hey, what's up guys, my name is Charlie. Today we're going to be watching the Angry Video Game Nerd. This is going to be episode 44, the Doublevision Part 1 Intellivision. I believe I had this. I had the ColecoVision and I had this one as well. I can't remember the other one. It was like a wooden box thing. But I had the ColecoVision. So let's check this out. (2008).
He's gonna take you back to the past. He's gonna take you back to the past to play the shitty games that suck ass. He'd rather have a buffalo take a diarrhea dump in his ear. He'd rather eat the rotten asshole of a roadkill skunk and down it with beer. He's the angriest gamer you've ever heard. He's the angry Nintendo nerd. He's the angry Atari Sega nerd. He's the angry video game nerd.
There were two of them. I thought so. I had both of them.
We've only touched upon some of the many classic gaming consoles like the Atari 2600, but now it's time to introduce you to two of its competitors.
Feeling down and dirty, feeling kinda mean.
Exhibit A, the Intellivision.
Yep, that's what I had.
One to another extreme.
Exhibit B, the ColecoVision.
Yep, that's the two I had when I was like 7 years old.
Ain't got time to wait.
Both tried to take down Atari and both had a similar library of games.
I wanna stick around till I can't see straight.
It's like today, you got all these games, you don't know which way to look.
Fill my eyes with that double
My god, the nostalgia. Whew.
no disguise on that double vision. Ooh, when it gets through to me, it's always new to me. My double vision's got the best of me.
First, we're going to talk about the Intellivision. It was test marketed in 1979, but officially released in 1980. Notice
Yep.
its fine wood texture.
Wood. I remember
Everything
this.
back then was made of
My
wood. You
childhood.
know the Stone Age? Well, that was the Wood Age.
The Intellivision came from Mattel Electronics. Now, you know what else they made? The Power Glove. Now, that's a bad sign right there, but it was a great game system
Yep.
for its time.
Now, I'm going to whip through a bunch of random games, mostly shitty ones, but I'm going to tell you right now, I have 3 common complaints. Number 1, many of the games are very similar to other games, and often they're blatant copies. Number 2, without instructions, they're difficult to understand how to play. Number 3, the controls suck ass. And in this regard, the main problem is
Yep.
the controllers. Why
Yep.
a numeric keypad? This is a video game controller, not
Not
a
a
phone.
phone, yeah.
Then there's 2 little buttons on each side, which are usually the fire buttons. It's awkward to handle. And rather than a joystick or a control pad of some
got
kind, you
that
get this
disc
weird
thing.
disc.
Yep.
Sometimes in the heat of the game, you can actually jam your fingernail on it. It
God, I
also
remember
acts as
that.
a button, so in total, that's 17 buttons. And for games this complex, you really need that many. When you pop in a game, the first thing you do is try every button before you figure out which ones do anything. Most of them don't do jack shit, and it's different for each game. That's why many of the games come with overlays. You slide it over the keys, and now you can see what they do. It helps out, but damn, what a shitload of fun.
I never had that.
And the games barely fit in the cartridge slot. It's like trying to stick your dick in a Cheerio. So this is Space Battle. Sounds promising enough, but okay, what's this? None of the buttons do anything but make fart noises. And the overlay has a bunch of Triforces. Is this where they came from? All you gotta do is wait for the squadrons to meet the aliens, and then it brings up the battle screen where you shoot blueberry pancakes. This should be the whole game. Why does this part even exist? Next, I don't know, let's try Mission X. More like Mission Ass. It's a 2D shooter, but it's real hard to shoot things. I mean, you have to be at the exact altitude. 2 rises up and 8 goes down, and the fire buttons are on the side. I mean, that's great, right? Why not spread the buttons out as much as possible? Alright, what's next? How about Utopia? It's kind of a precursor to SimCity. You're basically the god of an island. You build stuff and storms come by and, wow. All I can say is that back in 1981, people had a lot more imagination.
Yeah.
Okay, how about He-Man? Oh man, I thought it was gonna be He-Man. So you're flying around in the Wind Raider shooting at stuff. I think on the ground that's Skeletor. You drop bombs on him and that's it. Wait, did I just call that white square a bomb? See, that's using your imagination. Vectron. In the 80s, everything was Tron. Megatron, Voltron, Tron the movie. You get the idea. This is a weird game. The first challenge is to figure out which of these indescribable objects you're controlling. So, guess what? I think you're this green V. You can shoot at stuff, but you can't move. And that's just fantastic, because there's a big gleaming box immediately blocking your path.
Wow.
I'm not gonna lie, I don't get it. Now speaking of Tron, here we have Tron Deadly Discs. You just run around throwing shit at people. Seems like it would be a fun little game, but what ruins it for me is how ass the controls are. Rather than having one simple fire button and aiming with the joypad or disc or whatever, the keypad determines which direction you shoot.
Shit the fuck!
Thin Ice. Okay, you're a penguin ice skating around collecting torches, or they could be McDonald's French fries, who knows. The whole time there's a seal on your ass which kills you, but the black penguins do absolutely nothing. Advanced Dungeons and Dragons. Well, advanced is right. For the time, it's a pretty complicated game. You start out moving some dots around on the map screen. Then you go into caves, you fight monsters, and find items. What are those, jacks? Can I pick them up? I guess not. The limited visibility is pretty annoying, and without the overlay or any instructions, I gotta admit, I don't know what the hell I'm doing.
Wow.
But this is one of the granddaddies of adventure games. Alright, what do we got here? Space Spartans? Man, what the hell does that mean? A Spartan in space? Was Marvin the Martian a space Spartan? You got this grid screen and you shoot shit, which looks like TIE fighters. Microsurgeon. The picture reminds me of Slim Goodbody, and I can't believe I'm making that kind of reference. But anyway, you control a barely visible dot on the screen moving around the human body. There's spiders and clouds floating around, and I doubt this thing's medically accurate. You just explore all the guts, technically making it the goriest game ever made.
Pretty
But
much.
it only goes so far. Guess the piss and shit zone just didn't do it. Frog Bog. You're a frog, and the goal is to eat as many flies as you can. It's the same thing as Frogs and Flies on the Atari 2600, but the graphics are way better. On Atari, the flies are just flickering dots. However, it's more fun to play because of its fluid control. It's a fine example of better graphics don't make a better game. Buzz Bombers. Now, this is funny. You kill a bunch of bees with bug spray, but no, you don't use a can of bug spray. You are the can of bug spray.
Wow.
There's also a hummingbird you can shoot at, but it doesn't seem to do anything. You know when bees sting you, their asses break off and they die. Space Hawk. Man, everything begins with space. So you're just a guy floating
was the
around
space age
shooting
back then.
green slime. Uh-oh, the bubbles are coming. Gotta find the... Mother of a fuck. It'd be so much easier to move if you could just use the disc. Instead, it's the damn keypad. Uh-oh, here comes the Space Hawk. Gotta move, gotta move. Damn! I wiped my ass on this game. Boxing. Okay. Yeah, boxing. This sucks.
Yeah, that sucks.
Snafu. You have to keep the line going as long as possible.
I haven't
without
played
touching
any
the
of
other
these
lines Or
games.
hitting your own. It's
Not
the
that I
bare
remember,
basics
anyway.
of graphics, but surprisingly, it's a pretty fun game.
Okay, now we gotta move on, but let me introduce the Intellivoice voice synthesis module. What the fuck is that?
Oh, I
Well, it
never
makes
heard
your
of that.
games talk. Yeah,
What?
now at the time, the idea of having voices in video games was a new thing. But unfortunately, only a few games were compatible, like
Oh.
B-17 Bomber.
Mattel Electronics presents B-17 Bomber.
B-17 Bomber!
The
B-17 Bomber.
Alright,
Wow.
fuck the game. Let's try Bomb Squad.
Mattel Electronics presents Bomb Squad.
Oh.
They'll never do it in time. The code, figure out the code.
Wow.
What? Guess I gotta defuse the bomb.
It won't be easy. Replace this third, this
Oh.
fourth, this second, this first.
Oh shit! Oh shit!
Wow.
Hooka!
Let's pause it there. Yeah, that's shocking. I never knew there was a voice add-on. I remember as a child, I played the what was it? Intellivision one. It was like the wooden one, and it had the spin disc and the little buttons. I never understood how to get that thing to work. I remember I used to sit around the TV just using it as a phone as a kid. I was just pretending to use it as a phone. But yeah, I did play a game. I can't remember what game it was, but I remember it from my childhood. So yeah, that was I think I was like 7 or 8 when I first saw that and I played on that. So that was shocking because back then my parents were like bloody game console collectors. They had a arcade machine in their house. It was insane. So they did collect a lot of consoles back in the day. They don't now. It's all been sold and everything, but they did collect quite a lot of those old games and back in the day. So yeah, that was shocking just to see good old memories coming back to haunt you, because they weren't really that much of a good game. They were good games for me. I had fun. I didn't understand them, but they were good games, sort of. It's the best you had back then. But yeah, anyway, that was a good episode. I enjoyed that very much. If you liked this video, make sure to like and subscribe and comment down below what else you'd like me to react to. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.